Welcome. You're listening to the second episode of Popcorn Theory, the podcast where cinema gets dissected, discussed, and devoured with extra butter. I'm Aline, a film and TV grad with a soft spot for going to the movies and spending way too much money on that. And I went to the movies so you don't have to. So grab your popcorn, put your phones on silent, and wear a hoodie because it's always cold at the theater. Let's face it, I graduated like nothing ago, which means I'm freaking out. It also means I am in saving money mode, as a lot of you are as well. And I've decided that one of the things that I'm going to allow myself to spend money on is going to the theater, because it is honestly one of the things that makes me the happiest. Which means I've been going to the theater a lot. But I understand that that isn't the case for everybody, and sometimes we have to make very calculated choices as to what we're spending our money on and what movies we should spend our money on. So I went to the movies, and I'm here to tell you which ones are worth your time and money. Now, this is the global version of a flash review in theaters, which means that if you're in the US, if you're in Spain, if you're in Argentina, or not here, or if you're in Costa Rica, these are still out. But if you're not, if there's movies that are probably not out anymore in some countries, there's movies that haven't been out yet that are still coming out, that I haven't had the chance to see, or you haven't had the chance to see, or they're coming out right now. But these are the movies that I had the pleasure to go see. But first, this is, as I've said before in the first episode, I'm going to be making a popcorn review, a popcorn break, where I'm going to be trying different popcorns, literally any type of popcorn ever, and I'm just going to be telling you what I think. I realized that on the last episode, I forgot to really talk about what it tasted like or anything. I was just like, this is fucking good, and I give it 5 stars, and that's it. And today I'm going to try and be more descriptive, but it was really good. So I was like, what? Okay, let's try this one. I love that I put it in this thing. This one was hard for it to fit. Okay. I don't even know where to get this one. My mom watched this is so cute. My mom watched the first episode, and she was like, she came back. She went to like to get some groceries and whatever, and she came back with like 3 different types of weird ass popcorn, and this was one of the ones that she brought. So I'm trying this one. I don't know where she got this, but it's probably like a regular grocery store. This is Bell's Gourmet Popcorn, cookies and cream. What the? Cookies and cream popcorn. It says handcrafted popcorn in small batches. That's crazy. It says grown and popped in the USA. Okay, so this is from the US. Non-GMO and corn oil. 0 grams fats, no high fructose corn syrup, coated with cookie pieces. That's crazy. It says freshly popped kernels drenched in white chocolate, flavored coating, and topped with crushed cookie sandwich crumbles. This sounds insane. This sounds fucking crazy. These are nutrition facts. Okay. Let's open this shit up. And you know that I'm not the best at opening this, so... Oh. Look at me. I'm always so smooth with this. I'm always so smooth with this. Okay. Oh my god, my dogs are... What? They're looking at me because I opened... Anytime I open anything, my dogs are like, hey. Okay, so I opened this. The smell of it is... It smells like cookies. It smells like bags of cookies. Like the ones that you get for like... I don't know. like Oreos or some shit, and like when you open them, that's what it it smells kind of fucking addicting. Damn. Okay. The smell might be better than the taste, honestly. What if I end up loving all of these? I'm incredibly biased, given that this is my favorite fucking snack. Oh, they're fucking soft. Why are they soft? They're soft. Like, they're not crunchy. That's weird to me. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. What? Okay, wait. Can you see? Can you see what the fuck they look like? They look like... Okay, they look exactly what it sounds like. They look like popcorn with, like, Oreo bits. But, okay. Okay, wait. One of them fell. They're huge, by the way. Look at this fucking piece of popcorn. It's a huge piece of popcorn. I don't like that they're not crunchy. Okay, I don't like that they're not crunchy. I can see that they're coated with chocolate. It tastes fine. It tastes fine. It tastes really sweet. Like, it's purely sweet. It's like super sweet. But the thing is that when you bite into a popcorn, you're like, you want the crunch, right? I want the crunch. That sounds kind of weird, but I do. I want the crunch in a popcorn. I want that. It sticks to every single piece of my mouth. I think half of it is still in my teeth. Lovely. Maybe I should do these like at the end of the episode and not in between. So I'm not talking with pieces of fucking popcorn in my mouth. Okay. This is what I think of them. I think they're kind of good. They're really good, actually. I would just mix them with other types of popcorn. I wouldn't have this by itself. I think this needs to be mixed with something crunchier, something a little bit more salty, or kettle, just kettle. This kind of has the taste of like old popcorn. Not stale popcorn, but like older popcorn that you would get when you were a kid. Actually, I don't know if that's the same for everybody. I feel like popcorn everywhere is so different. But that's what it tastes to me. It tastes like older popcorn. Like in the olden days. I'm not that old. I'm not old at all, actually. But yeah. I mean, I can taste the chocolate. I can taste the cookie. If you like chocolate and cookie, and if you like mixing like a bunch of flavors together, this would probably work for you. If you like cookies and cream, you'll probably like this. I'm not a big cookies and cream person. But yeah. One more. They're addicting. They're really addicting. Like, I want to keep eating them. I won't, but I could. Am I recording? Oh my god, what if I wasn't recording? Like this whole time. I just wasn't recording. That would have been crazy. Okay. They're kind of pasty. What's my verdict? I'm gonna give them, personally, for me, I will give Bell's Gourmet Popcorn Cookies and Cream a 4 out of 5 because I kind of want to keep on eating them. Like, why? Okay. Let's move the fuck on. Okay. Let's get into the review. I'm honestly not doing these in any particular order. I'm just talking about them. Okay, Superman, directed by James Gunn, starring David Cornsweet. If you like comic books, you're gonna love this fucking film. I read comic books as a kid. Actually, that's a lie. I still read comic books. I mean, I still have them, but I like the villain ones more from DC. I'm getting so off track. Okay. If you like the comic book Superman, then you're going to love this film. If you also like the older renditions of Superman, like the series, I can't even remember which series they are. I just have like a picture of it in my brain. Even like the look of Superman looks a lot like that, so it made me think of that while I was watching the film. I think James Gunn did a great job. A happier, more innocent Superman, like they did before, like in the comics. I feel like superheroes and supervillains and everything, they've gotten really dark in like DC and like more modern portrayals, and this is very different from that. It's kind of going back to the older portrayals of Superman. It was funny when it had to be, and it was sweet. And there's also, they had the super dog. Oh my god, I loved the dog in this film. I think it was a great addition to it, and James Gunn did a great job with it. David Cornswet is beautiful. Yes, he is. It's not what I was gonna say. David Cornswet does a beautiful job portraying Superman in this film. He brings kind of an innocence and like positive energy into the character. He's like super sweet and likable, much like past Superman adaptations. So if you're feeling nostalgic about old superhero films, go catch Superman. It's a great film. It's fun. It's good, and you can go watch it with your kids or your siblings or whatever. I think it's PG-13. So, yeah. Weapons. I'm not going to stay that long on this one because I literally did a whole video about it. So, but I liked Weapons. If you're into some weird horror comedy stuff, I think Weapons is great. If you get scared easily, well, yeah, maybe it's not for you. It is definitely creepy, but it's funny. I think it's unique, and I thought it was an amazing experience at the movies. I would go watch this with some friends. I think it's fun to watch it in a group. Maybe I wouldn't go watch it by myself, but it's a great experience. You can go watch my last episode, where I literally do a short analysis on it. Great film by Zach Gregor. Forgot to say that. The Conjuring Last Rites. The Conjuring Last Rites marks the end of a saga, and it delivers. It's creepy, jumpy, and everything you expect from a Conjuring film. It's also one of the most romantic films right now. Actually, I think it's the most romantic film like out right now in the theater. Conjuring Last Rites. I love the romance aspect of the Conjuring films. I just love it so much. They're so sweet. I've fallen in love with the saga of the Conjuring and the cast and everything because I've grown up watching the films. I love that that's the films that I've grown up watching, The Conjuring and Annabelle and everything, but I have, so I think it's a really nice way to end the saga. Or I guess not end it because they're making prequels now. Maybe, I don't know. Are they? Yes. Okay. I don't know. Because of course, why the fuck wouldn't you take the juice out of everything that can make money? This one's really worth the money, I think. If you are into these types of supernatural horror films, I think it's a fun watch. I think they did a good job. I had some small, tiny issues with it. And I also, there's one hunted object, if you know what I'm talking about. If you've watched this movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's the hunted object in the film. I did have a nightmare about it. And I got kind of creeped out after watching the movie. So do with that what you will. I still don't know what to do with it, but that's information. But yeah, go watch this romantic horror film. Why not? Materialists. Materialists is a fun watch if you're into romantic comedies or just if you're into watching like really hot people interact with each other. This is a great film for that. What a cast. Damn. Yeah, it was very as like pleasing to the eye to watch this film. It's a beautiful film. I think it's a take on modern dating that I haven't really seen in this type of film. I was expecting a little bit more just because I loved Celine Song's past lives. This is her second feature, and it's a great film. It's a feel good movie. It's a feel good movie, and Materials is a good watch. It wasn't anything crazy to me. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful film. It is a beautiful film. I did cry. But that's because I'm a little baby, so I don't know. Jurassic World Rebirth. They made another one. I don't even know how many there are at this point. What? I love Jurassic Park, the original film. The great film. And if I'm being honest, I would rather rewatch Jurassic Park than watch Jurassic World Rebirth. There are a lot of issues that I had with the film. I mean, the cast is awesome. Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey and Marciala Ali. I can't say his name. I can't pronounce things. But he is amazing in it. He's probably my favorite character in the film. But I'm kind of confused. There are two different films in one. So you don't have time to get invested into any of the two groups. So there's like this family that gets thrown into this island with a bunch of dinosaurs. And then there's Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey, and they're trying to get like DNA from these dinosaurs to like save humanity or some shit. And I love that this is the review or some shit. But there's two like stories happening at the same time, and there's not enough time for me to get invested with any of the characters. So I'm kind of rooting for them throughout the film. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm kind of glad that they made it. Kind of. There's just not much there for me. I mean, if you're into action films, I'm sure my dad was gonna like this film. He always likes to like to watch dinosaurs and stuff, and that's always fun to watch in the theater. But I don't know. Yeah, next. The Long Walk. I watched this one super recently. Because I wanted to watch it. It came out like nothing ago here in the theaters. And okay, I had such high expectations for this film because I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I've read a bunch of his books, but I haven't read The Long Walk. So I didn't know what it was about. I mean, I didn't know what it was about because I watched the trailer before. But God, I had such high expectations for this film. And they were surpassed. Honestly. This film is unique, and it's horrifying and heartbreaking in so many ways, and it's so creative in the way that they're doing this, and the writing, the dialogue, everything. I'm just so happy with this film, and I my God, I do have some issues with it. I have some issues with the ending. Then I'm like, what? But the film itself is amazing. You get to fall in love with characters, and they break your heart over and over again, and it's incredibly vulnerable and gory, and it makes you so invested in them. And yeah, the thing is, I went to watch this by myself. I wouldn't do that again. I would watch it with somebody else because it's a heavy film, heavier than I expected. And I wish I would have had somebody that I was like, oh my fucking God, and I could grab their face and be like, what the fuck? If anybody wants to go to the movies with me so I can like abuse them physically when I get too stressed, hit me up. I do have to say that if you're into if you're sensitive to like gore and death or poop, then just you've been warned. There's poop. Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah, Fantastic Four First Steps. I wasn't expecting much when I went into the theater to watch this. I honestly thought that this was going to be just another MCU new films. I used to be a Marvel fan, like a die-hard Marvel fan when I was in high school, and I used to watch every single like Marvel movie religiously, and I like doing trivia about it, a lot. I loved them a lot until like Endgame. And then they kind of lost me after that. There was too many things. I felt like every time I went to the theater, I had to like understand what happened in like all the 1,000 TV shows that were in Disney Plus now about like Marvel and what was happening behind and everything. And I was like, what the fuck? And I wasn't expecting much. I went to watch it because they invited me, and I was like, okay. And I was pleasantly surprised by this film, honestly. It has nothing to do with like any of the MCU right now, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. It's not completely, but it's taken out from that. It's a different time period. It looks different. It feels different. The story isn't tied to anything that has happened, or like you don't need to do homework before you go watch Fantastic Four. Vanessa Kirby's portrayal of Sue Storm was incredible, and I think they did a very smart thing in the film, that they kind of based the film around this one conflict that makes her very important, makes her character super important. I don't want to spoil it, but it makes her character super important, and they kind of based the film around that. There's one speech that she does in the film that stuck with me, and if you have the chance, I would check it out. But if you don't have the chance, it's going to be out in Disney Plus in a bit, so check it out there. Yeah. But yeah, those are my flash reviews on everything that's in the theater right now. I think my top 3 is definitely like The Long Walk, Weapons, and maybe Fantastic Four. Honestly, I'm as surprised as anybody else, but I thought it was good. I really liked it. And I was really hoping to hate it. Well, I wasn't hoping to hate it, but I was like, I don't know, I was surprised. I'm still surprised that I liked it. Of course, remember, I am a sucker for films that have horror in them and that are weird and unique, because that's the films that I like. So, if your favorite film is Materialist from this list, I'll be like, amazing, because I thought it was a good film. It's just, I'm being completely biased to my opinions and my taste. And that's what it is. So that's what I think. But if you go and watch these movies, or you have watched these movies and you think that I'm completely wrong, DM me and we can fight about it, because I love, discussing film. Also, if you think I'm right, also tell me, because I love being told that I'm right. So, yeah. Please remember to get your popcorn accordingly, because if you didn't know, 100% of people who don't get their own bucket of popcorn at the theaters end up sitting for somebody else's bucket. So remember, one episode every Wednesday, and stay tuned for next week. Bye bye. Yeah. Wow. I'm so excited. Okay. Come on. Welcome. I can't keep on eating these. I need to close them. They're so addicting. They have like Coke in them or something.